Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Freddie, and this is going to be the intro video and probably the, community video for my Skool community called OAT. OAT is a community for open-minded, active thinkers, and doers. So what is it for? This community is for people who enjoy reading, people who enjoy entrepreneurship or being a linchpin, an artist at what they do. So whether that's, working a job or being an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, these are people that want to improve at what they do. And so I focused it on these type of individuals because this is the type of person I am. I'm someone who learns every single day. I'm someone who reads. I'm someone who builds skills that I am excited about, that are valuable to me because they're exciting and valuable to others because they're useful. And so I want to teach people the process of building clarity. And that's actually going to be my first course. It's likely going to be called maybe something along the lines of Procrastination Killer, or How to Kill Procrastination by Finding Out What You Love. And you might be asking, why are you teaching vision and clarity and a community about reading? And you would be right to ask that. And my answer to that, my friends, would be that I believe to love to read, you have to read what you love. And to read what you love, you have to know what you love. And how do you know what you love? Well, you know what you love by asking the right questions, by finding out and going through a process of building clarity around what you think you might be interested in and what skills might take you to the place you want to be in life. But you have to know where you want to go in life. Otherwise, you shouldn't be surprised when you don't know what to do every single day, when you're kind of stressed out, when you're kind of chaotic, and you feel like you should be doing something but you haven't done anything, and now you're mad at yourself because you feel like you should be doing stuff but you don't know what to do. That only stems from you not knowing where you want to go. Because if you knew where you wanted to go, then you would have and find it and be able to find the direction to start moving that way. But since you don't know, you don't have any direction, and since you have no direction, you get to the end of days and you say, wow, I didn't do anything again, and you didn't make any progress towards any end goal or any vision like that is exciting to you, and you don't even know what that is yet, but that's okay. And because of that, I don't think we'll ever begin reading and having a great reading community if you don't know what you love. So I want to help you figure out what you love in the way that I know how. And so as I build out this course, I'm going to fill in my knowledge gaps as well. But it is a process that I do every single day, and something that I've developed over time by studying many, many hours on what we find fulfilling, what we get joy from, and what is clarity. Clarity is knowing where you want to go. Clarity is having that direction. Clarity is knowing who already lives that life that does those things that you want to do. What skills do they have? What processes did it take to acquire those skills? And do you love those processes? Now you might know and have some idea of what you love, but you're going to have to try things. You're going to have to build interest. And with those interests, you're going to end up building your passions. Your passion is not something you find, neither is clarity. Both things you build. And so I want to teach you guys that process. Like I said, this is a reading community, but I want to teach you a more profound way to decide how to read books, why you should be reading, and why you should get excited about reading. Or I don't even have to tell you to get excited. After you already find what you love, you do the rest of the work. I have a theory that absolutely no one does not like learning. They just enjoy learning the shit they love to learn about, just like the rest of us. And so if they don't enjoy learning, I think they just have not found out what they love. So I know this is a problem that many people deal with. And I know procrastination and lagging to do the work is something people deal with a lot. And procrastination comes from not loving what you do. If you're not into the work, you're not going to want to keep doing it. If you're not into the work, you're not going to wake up excited for it or wake up on time to get to it. But if you are excited for the work, it's the opposite. It's the inverse of procrastination. It's hard to pull you away from the work. That's where I want to get you. And so I want to help you do what I've done, for myself, and that I still do every single day through a process that I use to build and find clarity in my life, to build and find purpose, passion in my life, to the point, like I said, where I am the inverse of procrastination. I have the opposite problem of you guys. It is hard for my partner, for my people, to get me away from work. All I want to do is work, because work for me is fun. 16 hours of work for me isn't something that I'm, dreading to do. It's something, on the contrary, that I'm enjoying to do. It's something that I'm just getting energy from doing. I love building things. I love learning. I love thinking. I love being creative and using our human mind, because we create art that no other animal on this planet can create. And I think it's really interesting. So it's hard to stop me from working. And I like helping others and solving problems for people that are like me or like the old me and had no idea what to do. Who had the old me being someone who was not self-confident. The old me being someone who had tons of anxiety and didn't want to talk to anyone. Never had read a book in my life a year ago. In my life. I had read books, but not, never to, develop my intellect, never to develop my life, my relationships, my health, my wealth, my skills, my nothing, none of this. It's something that I found literally almost 365 days to the year ago. And In James Clear in Atomic Habits, he says if you improve by 1% every day, you actually improve 22.1 times at the end of the year. 2,200%. Not 365% better, but 2,200% better than you were a year before. And I can attest to that. I could not speak in a clear sentence last year. That might be an exaggeration, but I did not know anything of intellectual value to anybody. There was nothing in here that I could tell someone and help them with their life that I could identify yet. That I was even conscious that because we've all solved problems. We've all been through many experiences. But if I ask you right now, what do you want to teach someone? What have you solved? It's hard to just instantly think of all the things we've solved for ourselves. But now to this point, a year later, I've become so much more self-aware. I've done tons of, meditations. I've read probably 1,000 or, between 800 and 1,000 hours of books. And I just keep doing what successful people tell me to do. And I keep seeing results. And they also tell me to do it for a long time, do small things really well, and then just do it for 10 years. And so I have these really long timelines, but I'm like working for the goals like I'm going to achieve it in a year. So I work really hard, but I love the work I do. So it never feels like work. And I want to get you guys to that point. So I want to bring you through the clarity building process, exactly how I know how to do it and exactly how I've done it, exactly how I do it, and then provide you the extra tools that I also use to attain this, to like move forward. Because, and what tools do I mean by that? I mean, you need the book Extreme Ownership. You need the book Mindset by Carol Dweck. You need the book Grit by Angela Duckworth to continue to push through failure, persevere with passion because you love what you do. You pass people even who are talented at that thing who don't love what they do. And so it doesn't even matter if you're talented at that thing that you love. It's okay. As a matter of fact, you're not going to be talented at many of the skills that you need to acquire, to build if you're going to do what you love. And so you should expect to fail. Inevitable is failure. And so there's different tactics and tools to get through this stuff. Like I'll give you an example with a growth mindset. All a growth mindset means versus a fixed mindset is that you think your skills and intelligence are malleable, are things you can grow, which they are, or a fixed mindset, which most of us are born into or put into rather through the beliefs of our society around us, our family, our friends, even all the people that mean good in our lives have these very fixed mindsets. They think, oh, I'm bad at math. Oh, I can't draw. Oh, I suck at this, that, and the other. None of that stuff is true. That is not how it works. You're not just bad at math. I'm bad at math and I'm not good yet. And I can get better if I feel like it by putting in effort and get in deliberate practice and building the skills and acquiring the skills that it takes to get good at fucking math or at drawing or at anything. And so she gives lots of examples in the book Mindset about like how there's a drawing class that a teacher would give and he would do it in 5 days. He would teach you how to draw a portrait, and it would show people at the beginning of this drawing class, their portraits were terrible. They were just, circles with a couple lines and they were awful, right? Just like the rest of our drawings. And teaching them the skills of drawing, the shading, the depth perception, all these little things that I don't know about drawing yet, but all these little things, he would take them from 1 to drawing a beautiful ass portrait on the day 5. And it wasn't like, okay, it wasn't world class, the Mona Lisa, but it was a portrait that was recognizable. It was them on a paper. How did they do it in 5 days? Because he taught them the skills that they needed to get good at drawing, excuse me. So yes, you can get good at any one of the skills that is required to live the life you want to live and to be the person you want to be. It's just how it is. And so you need processes and tools like mindset, like grit, and then extreme ownership. Why do I throw that in there? Is because you need to accept that where you are is a direct result of your actions and your thoughts up until this point. And no matter what happened, because no matter what happened to you, if you had a hard life, if you had this life, if you had an easy life, it does not matter. What you did and what you think is where you are. That's you today. And so if you want to get anywhere, Jim Rohn said, if you want to make change, you have to be willing to change. And so I want to make a community of people who are willing to motherfucking change. You feel me? And so I want to make a community of people that just want to get better in areas of their life that they want to see results in, that they want to be happy in. Maybe it is to be happier. That's something that I dealt with, or at least by society's standards, I was depressed all my life. And I was like, well, I think this is bullshit anyways, because if I don't meditate, work out, move towards my vision, live in the present rather than the past, focus on things I can control rather than things I can't, well, then I'm depressed every time. It's like, no matter what, it doesn't even matter if I'm the happiest, joyous person in the world. If I'm doing all those things, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be depressed. And so I started flipping it in my head to say wait a minute, if I'm not doing the things to get me out of depression or to make me happy, then I should feel depressed. If I'm not pushing my limits, if I'm not upgrading myself, if I'm not getting better and going further when I know I can, I should feel these bad feelings of sadness and depression. I'm not doing the thing I know I'm capable of. And that's the same if you're giving out all your time to people and you're not following the values you have for yourself. Not society's values, not your family's values, not your friends' values, your values. What makes you feel good? And so like values, that's another thing you have to do. You have to define your values and stick to them so you keep yourself on track, so you enjoy living because you're following what you set for yourself, your rules, your guidelines, your principles. And so I read many books, and I want to share a lot of what I've learned that is all basically relating to, like I said, linchpin entrepreneurship, but really comes down to being a linchpin at what you do, and self-improvement, improving yourself. And I think development of self is basically everything that you do. If you're trying to get better at anything, you're developing yourself. So don't forget it that you are already doing self-development. You're already doing self-help and self-improvement. You're all the same thing, and you're already doing it. And so, but there's better ways to improve different areas of your life that you don't just know. And so I've done so much fucking studying, and if you don't want to do the thousands of hours of reading or the hundreds of hours of reading, and over time, certainly thousands of hours of reading, then I can share it obviously for you in courses, YouTube videos, and newsletters. And my YouTube channel and newsletter are of course linked in the video notes for this course. But this is just going to be the intro to my Skool community. So I hope you guys hop in there, go ahead and introduce yourself, drop something you're reading, maybe a problem you're facing right now, a challenge you're taking on, get some new perspective on it, start some discussions, and talk about things in resources that helped you guys grow. Blog posts, books, videos, PDFs, whatever it is, drop them in there, help people grow. I'm going to be doing the same over the month and likely a year. I have a year plan for this community. So I'm going to continue building courses, building products, getting better at shooting videos, and having, a better background, all the things that just make this a higher quality community over time. So stick with me for that, my friends. And I hope to see you guys around and being active in the community. If you want to check out my first course, it's going to be on how to read and learn and retain more faster. It is a free course inside my Skool. So thank you very much for watching, my friends. I will see you guys in the community. Hope you're being active in there. My name has been Freddie, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye, my friends.